I'm Trent from Putco. Today we're going to show you the installation process for Putco's Luminex 40-inch curved light bar. It will be a behind the grill install. First step is removing the grill itself. To do this, you'll need a 10mm socket and ratchet wrench and a straight bladed screwdriver. There's 4 bolts in the top side, 10mm bolts that you need to first remove. And then once those are removed, we can pull the grill itself forward and it'll give us access to the steel clips at the bottom that retain the underside of the grill. So before we can unclip the bottom side of this, there's 2 plastic rivets on either side that retain this rubber shield. And so we just have to remove those 2 before we can move on to removing the bottom side. And the easiest way to do that is just with the flat bladed screwdriver. You just want to get underneath the rubber and pop it loose. There's 1. And there's 2. So the next process is to remove the clips on the very bottom of the grill. There's 5 retaining clips, and the process for removing them is to use a flat bladed screwdriver and press down from the top so that it can unclip from the outside. So we're going to press down and pull straight out. There's 1. There's 2. 3. 4. And 5. So the grill's now free. We can just grab it down low and pull it straight out and put it over on the workbench. We want to make sure we place it on a surface that has a cloth or rag down so that it doesn't mar the chrome finish on the front side of the grill. So on the table we have Putco's high power LED curved light bar. Every kit comes with a wiring harness, 2 sets of universal brackets, a lighted rocker switch, and of course the light bar itself. One of the major benefits to our high power LEDs is we're the thinnest on the market and we're also the lightest. So we can put our light bar behind grills and in locations other bars can't because they're too heavy, they're too big, and they just won't fit. So we're going to show you there's plenty of room to install this light bar to the grill and that it's light enough that you can secure it to the plastic on the shroud itself. So for this install, we're going just to mock it out, see where it falls, find a good place in the shroud that it fits, and then we're actually going to use pop rivets to secure it to the front of the shroud. So we've got our 40-inch curved light bar installed to the grill shroud. We've got it tight, we've got it angled in there, and we want to have it so it's pointed slightly down so that when you are lighting things up, most of your light is going forward and down. After this, we can move on to installing the wiring harness in the truck. Putco provides this wiring harness and it comes with the leads that go straight to the battery. It's got a built-in fuse. It's got your connector, your weather sealed connector for the light bar. And then it's got the 3 wires that go to the rocker arm switch, also provided in the kit. So we want to mount this in a location on the truck where it's free from major engine heat and from sharp corners. In this instance, we're going to run it to this side of the vehicle and up to our battery right here. Again, making sure that it's not anywhere where there's a sharp edge that can abrade it over time. All right, so we've run the wiring harness up to the battery. We've got our positive and our negative lead up here. We also have the 3 wires that go to the switch. You'll want to zip tie this up for a clean installation, and you'll want to run this into the cab and mount your switch wherever you would like it. It comes with in the instructions it tells you what drill size to use, and you can install it in the instrument panel that is on the lower side of the vehicle. Or in this instance with the Super Duty, there's an auxiliary panel in the truck, and you can wire this directly into the switches on the auxiliary panel. This side has our weather pack connector, and it'll connect to the light bar. So we'll want to take the grill, place it into the truck, and connect this before we bolt in the top bolts for the grill. After we got the wiring harness situated, all we have to do is reverse order of removing the grill, aligning the lower clips, clipping them into place, leaning the grill shroud forward, and installing the 4 10mm bolts. All right. Once you've heard all of the clips engaged, you can take the factory bolts and reinstall them into the top side of the grill. So with this wiring harness, it's best to mount it directly to the battery terminals so we get full power to the high power LED light bar. So in this instance, we're just going to place the eye terminals just behind the screws that clamp on to the 2 terminal posts on the battery. We'll install our rocker switch. There's a gold and 2 silvers. The black wire installs onto the gold terminal, the blue wire installs to the center terminal, and the red wire installs on the furthest terminal to the outside. This is also outlined in the instruction manual that comes with the kit. So this concludes the install of Putco's Luminex 40-inch curved light bar. You can find this product and many more on summitracing.com.